Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna play and analyze a game against Jerjis Chess Channel, and I will also put the link to his channel down in the description so you can check it out. Alright, so he played the move e4, and now I'm going to play the Caro Kann like I always do. c6, d4, d5. That's just the main Caro Kann here. And we can see the advanced variation of the Caro Kann. Against this I played the move c5, just breaking his structure in the center, and as you can see we're playing a rapid game, 10+0, so alright, he took our pawn on c5, and after this move I play e6, I close down my bishop, which is not that great, but I also attack this pawn and I prepare to castle, quicker. So okay, he defended his pawn, which is a fine move. a3 is the best, I think, but okay, now I can play knight to d7, attack his pawn again, and also attack this pawn. So he can't protect both. The only move to protect both is to play bishop to b5 and pin my knight, but that's okay, he did this and I know the theory for this. Knight to e7, and my plan is to just play knight to c6 and block the pin. And I hope I remember the theory correctly here. Is it a6 or knight to c6? I'm not sure right there. I have to think now which move to play. I think it's knight to c6. It's fine because I'm threatening to take this pawn now, and if he plays something like b4, I probably have a5. Yeah, just breaking his structure here, damaging the pawn structure. So alright, he's playing pretty fast, and I also play pretty fast here. Now c4, I think this is a fine move. I'm actually not sure what to actually do about this, because okay, if I take the pawn, I have some weak squares here, but if I don't take the pawn, there's a problem that he can take, and after I recapture, that's just bad. He's attacking my pawn twice, so I don't know what to do here. I can probably take this pawn. That's probably the best. I don't see any other options here. That's probably the way to do it. And now he doesn't really have to take this pawn, but he can if he wants. If he takes this pawn, I'm just okay. He didn't take it yet. He first develops, which is smart. And now what I'm going to do is just take this pawn right away. Wait. I have to see first if this is working. I take the pawn. What are his options? He can capture my bishop. I can recapture it with a knight, and I don't see any problems here. Well, he can give me an isolated pawn with this, but I'm not very afraid of this isolated pawn, because this pawn here is also like pretty weak. And yeah, I'm just going to take this pawn with my bishop. Now the problem that I see here is him jumping there with the knight to this d6 square. Oh my god, pretty dangerous, I have to say, pretty annoying. So I have to figure out what I want to do against this. And yeah, I mean, I'm attacking this pawn twice, so he has to defend it. I don't know, but he can also like take my knight, and when I recapture it, I have my pawn here, but I'm only attacking this pawn once. He's protecting it once, and then he can jump to this d6 square. But not sure about this because okay, we'll see. I don't want to overcomplicate. I have some tactics ready also, I think. So I mean, I think this position should be fine for white and for black. Now if he doesn't take our bishop, then well, obviously we're going to take his bishop. damage his pawn structure right there. So he probably has to take. Now another move is to just play bishop here to g5, but this is not a problem again. Um, I mean, it's even winning for me, I think. After the move queen to b6, attacking the bishop, and also attacking this f2 square. As you can see, double attack, this would be nice. So this move can't be played, I think. He has to take our bishop, or take our pawn, also possible, I think. So these are two options here. He also has to be careful not to lose his bishop to checks on a5. So yeah, okay, we have a little bit of time advantage here, which is always nice to have, you know. Yeah. Okay, so he took our knight on c6, and we obviously have to recapture it now. And yeah, I mean, now he can take our pawn here, he can take our bishop here. Yes, we have an isolated pawn, but I think this is fine. Okay, he took our pawn, and now what I want to do is, yes, I have the castle. Because if I don't castle, then if I take the bishop here, then he's going to check us here, and yeah, this is not going to be great. Another option for us is to just check the king with bishop to b4, which looks very interesting actually. Looks very interesting. Maybe I should play this and then take the bishop with a check and then castle. Yeah, let's just check him. This looks like a nice move. He's probably going to move back with this one. I'm not sure. Wait. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if he goes back, then I have to castle, obviously. And yeah. Okay, he went back with the bishop. Which is an okay move. I have to take it now with a check. He's probably going to take it with a queen. Yeah, took it with the queen. And now we basically have to castle, finally. And he's also probably going to castle. No, he can't castle. He has to play a move like this, I think. Because if he castles, I'm going to play bishop to a6 and pin his knight to a rook, and then probably exchange my bishop for a knight. Because as we can see here, okay, he castled. As we can see here, d6 is a very weak square, and we have a light squared bishop which can't protect this square, and his knights are really strong to jump to this weak square here. So that's why I think the move here is bishop to a6, the correct move right there. And yeah, I mean, if I take and he recaptures, my pawn here is isolated and could be a bit weak, but I think the position is fine after something like c5. So let's just take the knight here. I think that's a great thing to do. And now we have a tactic here, I think. Yeah, we can just take the pawn here, and if he recaptures, we obviously take the queen. So, and if he takes our queen, we take the knight first with a check, and then we recapture the queen. So let's just take this pawn right there. It's a nice little tactic which wins us a pawn, and yeah, it wins a pawn, so why not? Alright, we're around the same, we have around the same time, so it's okay. I usually, when there's no time increment, I have problems with losing on time, but now I think this is enough time to end this game. So let's take this knight with a check, he recaptures, and we take with our f pawn, with our f rook, and he recaptures the pawn. And we didn't really win a pawn, but we got rid of our bad pawn, and now we can get our rooks active, of course, by playing rook to d2, playing the rook on the second or on the 7th rank if I was white is always a great idea, like I've talked about in one of my previous videos. You know, putting your rooks on the 7th rank is like putting monsters on the 7th rank. So now he's obviously threatening to checkmate us in 2 moves. So we have to play something. Now the move is g6, I think, or h5 also. No, probably g6. So when he checks us, we can exchange the rooks and then go to this g7 square. Now this game is probably going to end up in a draw. It looks like a drawn rook endgame, but we'll see. Who knows? So, alright, what do we want to do now? He attacked our rook. One option is to play rook to d8. Be prepared to take this rook here if he takes a rook, but I'm not sure about this. Maybe I should just take the rook. I don't know. Let's just play our rook there. Looks like a nice move. Not sure about this. He's going to get our pawn here, I think, and we're going to get his pawn here, and he's going to have a passed pawn here. And I'm probably, you know, also going to try to create a passed pawn here, but it looks pretty hard to create it actually. Looks very hard. I just have to play actively with my king and with my rooks, or try to play actively. So, okay, he played this move right there. I can improve my king as well with king to g7. Now he always has the option of just taking my rook, and after I recapture he can play rook here, and then I take the pawn, he takes my pawn, and he again has a passed pawn here on the a file, which is probably a draw. It's a draw. So I don't know. If I go wrong or if he goes wrong, then it's okay. Wait. He played the move b3. I actually don't want to take for him to recapture, because then I can't get to this 7th or 2nd rank. So I'm just going to play h5, which is always a great move in the rook endgames. So okay, he now played his rook to this file right there, and what I want to do now is I'm actually going to advance my pawn. Yeah, I'm going to advance my pawn to this a5 square. Now he can't go here obviously because we just take his rook, and if he takes our rook, okay, he attacked our pawn, which is obviously better, yeah. And now my idea was to maybe play this move here. This looks like a nice move. And then if he takes here, we take here. And if he takes our rook here, recapture it with this rook. Okay, so let's just play this move. Yeah, looks like a nice move. And I should try to create a passed pawn here on this side of the board, but it's kind of hard. His pawns, which are weakened here, you can see isolated pawn, doubled pawns, actually stop my pawns from creating a passed pawn. Even though I have an extra pawn here, it's not that easy. So okay, now we have 2 minutes. We have to play pretty fast if we don't want to like lose on time, which is obviously bad, and we don't want it. So okay, he took our rook here. We're obviously not going to take this rook here, because then he takes our pawn. So let's just take this rook right there, and okay, he played f4. Now let's activate our king, go to this f6 square with our king, and yeah, okay, he played his king to g3. I think it's better to play it to the square f3, but okay. Now what we can do is what is the easiest way to create a passed pawn? Let's play g5. Now my idea is if he takes and I recapture it with maybe a rook, or with a king probably. Yeah, with a king. Let's recapture it with a king. My king gets closer to the action, and now I can try to create my passed pawn finally. So this was my idea here. He played h5, which I think is not a great move, because this pawn is going to be easily attacked. I can just play king to f5 now, and I should probably go for this pawn here, after I exchange one of these pawns, probably. Okay, so he went there with his rook, activating his rook. I can first check the opponent's king for him to move back. Oh, he didn't move back, okay. Uh, well, that's unfortunate. What I can do... Okay, I will just go back, and because I want to defend this pawn and I don't have a lot of time, he checked me. I have to go there, back, defend my pawn. I don't know. I'm going to start pushing my pawns probably here and create a passed pawn. But I have to play quickly again. I'm not going to talk so much here, I think, because I really have to play quickly. As you can see, my time. I'm pretty low on time. Now if I go here, his idea is of course to go there and protect his pawn, also attack my pawn. So I have to be careful about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, he wants to exchange the rooks. I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to play rook to d5, of course. Now he should try to, you know, create a passed pawn, but okay. Now he played this move. I'm just going to play f6 and then play this move, probably e5. Let's play e5, push the king away. Let's attack the rook again. And what now? Let's start to move our king. He's going to check us. Is he going to keep checking us? No. Okay, we're gonna lose on time now. We're gonna lose on time. Yeah, alright. Oh my god, I hate when
Good
there's...
game. That was a
Yeah.
good game.
Good
So
game, very nice game.
yeah, hope you guys heard the game. That was a really close one, I will admit. I was kind of very surprised. You played very well.
Yeah, same. It was a very nice game. I mean, I I a lot of times lose the uh, on time, you know. It's a lot of
Yeah.
times a problem for me, but yeah, I mean,
I think
yeah.
I think at the very end though the end game was winning for me. Like when I had the rook on the 5th rank, I think that was winning, or the 6th rank, because you can't do anything in that position. But before that, it was definitely a draw.
Oh, I thought it was drawn. I thought you should try to, you know, create your pass pawn on um,
The
the
thing about
the
if I try to
d5.
do that, it's a draw though.
Yeah, I
That's a
can.
draw.
Yeah, but what is your plan then with
Oh,
this
my
move?
plan was to keep my rooks on the board and then double on the 7th, and then have my rook defending my b pawn, so that you can't attack any of my pawns. But then you traded rooks, and then my plan was basically to make you push your pawns forward to weaken them. And then you ended up pushing your pawns too far, and I ended up winning because of it, or because of time rather. But
Yeah,
I think I was winning at the end.
yeah, okay. We can also check it with the engine if you
Oh
want.
yeah,
I didn't.
16 centipawn, wow, and 23 centipawn. That's a good game.
Yep.
You want to go into a steady or no? Let's just analyze. So e4, c6, d4, d5, e5. So I
Yeah.
played the advance. I don't usually play this.
Yeah. So what do you play usually?
Usually I play the two knights. I find
Oh
it to
yeah.
be.
Okay.
But I looked at like one of your games and I saw you play c5, and I
Yeah.
like playing. You always play it, do you?
Yeah. I always played. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you played c5, and I like playing against this variation c5.
Yeah,
So I
I
decided on
maybe
playing
I'll maybe have to change it because I think a3 is a pretty strong move for white against this c5 variation.
a3 where.
Um, Instead of bishop to e3, I think a3 is what a lot of
Oh,
like grandmasters play, and
I don't
yeah,
know
it's
any
a
theory
it's a
in this.
pretty complicated. You get pretty complicated positions, so yeah.
I mean, I think bishop e3 is a fine move. It's the second
Yeah,
most popular.
yeah, it is a fine move, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah, knight d7.
yeah.
Yeah, knight d7 is not the most popular move here.
Oh, really? I
It's
thought.
knight h6.
Oh,
It's knight. The idea is to get the knight to f5, I guess.
yeah. But
Doesn't
still, I
really make a
think
lot of sense.
yeah, knight to d7 is still fine. I think attacking both of the pawns, you know.
Yeah, bishop e5 looks to be natural, and then knight e7, knight
Yeah, that's
f3,
that's all theory here. Yeah, my plan is
and
to
knight
get my knight
d6.
to c6, of course, and then
And
threaten
yeah,
the
here
pawn.
I thought I'd do really badly after knight f5 and then knight takes e3. Is knight c6 better or something?
Um, yeah, maybe I forgot a theory a little bit. I think knight f5 is probably the best move, yeah. But knight to c6 is also fine, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
I should.
here I thought about taking.
After knight to c6.
Yeah, I thought about taking it, but then after b4 you have a5, and if
Yeah.
c3, I thought you have like your queen c7, and then I can't defend the pawn.
Um.
Looked very shaky. I'll check it with the
Yeah.
engine. Is it good? I'm supposed to castle. I'm just supposed to give up the pawn. So I'm guessing b3, b4 is
Yeah.
-1.
I mean, I think he can try to hold the pawn, but I can also like activate my pieces and castle quickly, and it shouldn't
Takes
be
e5 in
a
that
big
position.
problem because you don't have the option of really pushing these pawns to create a passed pawn. So yeah, I also have some lines with just sacrificing a pawn, and I have enough compensation. So yeah.
Yeah. I played c4 because I wanted to get the IQP. That's what I thought I would get.
Oh yeah,
But then you played
c4,
dx c4,
c4.
which the engine says is a mistake.
Yeah, c4. I wasn't really expecting it, but I thought it was a nice move. I did. I mean, I I thought it was bad if I allow you to take on d5. I should take the c5 pawn with the knight.
c4 and I'll get an IQP. Yeah, and then knight bd2. Yeah, that's the only move really. What other move would I play?
Yeah,
Because I don't want to take the pawn back.
after knight takes c5 here. This is
You mean bishop takes c5?
uh yeah, I mean I can take it with the bishop, maybe also with the knight. I don't know.
Well, apparently, bishop takes c6 was a mistake. I guess that was the
Oh,
mistake. I should play knight x c4 and after bishop x e3. Bishop x c6 now, but that I calculated that it gave up bishop f2. Takes f2 is better for white. And after b takes e6, knight d6 check. Wow. White is down a pawn but has a monster knight.
yeah, I was a little bit afraid of your knights jumping there.
I didn't see that in the game.
I mean, yeah, but
Get a better pawn structure.
I also thought that after you play your knight to d6 that I have some tactics with a knight takes on e5 sometimes. You know, and then your knight is not protected, I
Yeah.
can take
That
on.
happened in the game, I missed that.
Yeah, when you castled, uh, I thought like I can play bishop to a6 and get rid of your knight because I think your knight is better here than my bishop.
Yeah, I messed up. I should have played queen c2 and then rook c1 and rook d1. I think then white is a lot better. But the way the castle in the game, I think it's equal probably.
Yeah, but what about instead of castles knight to d6, if you play this, maybe this was the way to
But the
play.
thing is, if the king is castled, what is the knight even doing on d6? to me, it's like the knight is doing absolutely nothing. I don't want to trade my knight for that bishop, and then you're just going to play f6, and then if I take, the knight's weak. I don't really see what it's going to do there. That's what I was thinking. Because
Yeah.
Because you're going to play rook b8, right? And then you're going to push it on b2, and you're also going to have to defend your c6 pawn. So the knight to d6 didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and also after knight to
I should
d6,
castle
I can play
queenside.
queenside.
Did you
Maybe.
see this?
No,
After you castled,
yeah.
I'm supposed to castle queenside.
Oh,
That's pretty.
that's what the computer says.
Yeah, that's
Oh
pretty
my god.
weird. I would never castle queenside here.
Yeah, I didn't see this in game. I wasn't
Yeah,
calculating it. Yeah, after knight to d6, I would
I
probably
castle
play.
kingside, bishop a6. Yeah, it's completely equal.
Oh, okay.
You're apparently better after knight takes f3. Uh, okay, it's equal after rook d2. You should have played a5. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Rook d2 looks natural. Rook ac1, g6. I just I don't really understand how you're better in this endgame.
I think I'm not better. I think it's a total draw actually. Because okay, if you go for my a pawn, I will go for your b pawn. And if you have a passed pawn, a passed a pawn, this is going to be a draw because you know
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
a
draw.
draw. Yeah.
It's a draw. Yeah.
The thing I thought white was better here in the game because even if I have a pawn on g3, let's say, like I can only win this position because I have the majority on the queen side.
Yeah.
I don't really
You
see
know,
how black wins.
I think yeah. My plan was of course to create a passed pawn to create some counterplay, or just do it by activating my rooks. But yeah, I wanted to create a passed pawn, but it was a pretty hard thing to do because your pawns look pretty bad, but are still stopping me from creating a passed pawn. Um, I tried to do
Yeah,
it, but it
if
was a
you get
pretty
a pawn
hard.
on the
Yeah.
yeah, if you can get a pawn on the e file, I'll just give checks with my rook and win the a pawn, right? So it's really hard because my rooks are also pretty active.
Yeah.
But then I played b3. Here I thought I would just improve the position, and then you played a5, and then I went for it. I played rook x d2, rook x c5, and f4. F4 I think is the best move. The idea was if you don't play king f6, I'm gonna play rook e2 and rook e5, and then I'm gonna basically win the game because then you can't defend your a5 pawn. And if you
Yeah.
trade off rooks, then I'm winning. But you played
Yeah.
king
Of course.
f6, which is a good move.
Yeah. Here I
So I
thought
put
you're going to play king to f3. Actually. Uh,
well, if I play king to f3 and you play rook c3, or if you play king f5 and then I play king f3, you play rook c3 and I just go back. So I was like, I'll play king g3
oh
and play
yeah.
f3 if he
I
plays rook
understand it.
c3.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes sense.
g5 was a mistake.
G5 was a mistake.
Yeah, if I were you,
Oh.
all you need to do is just move back and forth. Like you don't really need to do anything because your rook is really good. I would just play king f5 and then king f6 and then offer a draw. g5, I mean, it's not a losing move, but you don't really have anything here as black. It's more like on white to try to win.
Yeah. I mean, the computer says it's a draw. Uh,
Where did you go wrong then? Let's see.
I
Rook
think
c4.
I think I didn't go wrong. I think when I had like 5 seconds, I started blundering. Wait, let me
Okay,
see.
wait.
Where was this moment?
Rook c4 is
Oh, I
apparently
actually had.
bad. I calculated in the game. I thought I
Yeah,
would win on rook c4.
I can stop your pawn. Yeah, with my king.
You could catch the pawn, but I thought I would get the h pawn. I thought I would get the h pawn. Yeah,
Oh,
the engine miscalculated. F6. Oh, I missed
yeah,
f6.
f6,
What I missed in
f6,
my
and it stops you.
game.
That's a
Whoa, yeah, I
that's a
actually
nice
lost
move.
that game. Wow. 6. Yeah. Cool
Yeah,
move. I missed
f6.
f6. I calculated all the way up to king takes c6, and I was like, king g5, the position is winning. But oh
Yeah.
wow,
Okay, but I
d5
moved. Yeah.
is the final position not winning for me.
Uh,
Okay, wait,
no,
rook
it's not.
b5. But after rook b5, I play. Oh yeah, it's still a draw.
It's a draw because,
Yeah,
I mean, what are you going to do, right?
yeah. So yeah, I'll just look at the opening one more time, just see where I went wrong. So bishop e3, all good. c4 is good.
Yeah,
Knight
c4 is good
bt2.
probably.
Yeah, here I should go knight. I should. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, and I should go knight takes c4, bishop takes e3, bishop takes 6. I don't think I would ever find this. Bishop takes f2. That's pretty crazy. Like just allowing your
Which line?
king
Which
to
line?
not castle. So I'm talking about move 10 instead of bishop takes c6. I was talking about knight takes c4. It's a pretty crazy move. If you check at the engine line, it says knight takes c4, bishop
Yeah.
takes e3, and then bishop takes c6, just allowing bishop takes f2. I
Oh,
calculated that, and I
oh.
was like, no, this must be bad.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Yeah, I have to.
That's why I
Looks
thought
like I
bishop
have
x
to
c6
retreat.
first would
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a good game. I wish the best of you then. So that's
Yeah.
a. Well, I guess I'll mute.
Alright. So I hope that you liked today's game and analysis. Again, the link to his channel is down in the description. So if you like these videos, please subscribe for more, and I'll see ya in the next video.